why the Indian farmers are protesting, what are their demands, what are the three new acts brought by the Indian government in India. To know all these things, let us enter into the video. To get full clarity, watch the video till end. First of all, let us try to understand how the Indian agricultural market works in olden days. In olden days, where there are no proper facilities to store the produce of a farmer, so whatever the price fixed by the British officers, farmers used to sell at lower that prices, which is very low, and British officers used to sell at high prices to the consumers. To overcome this, in 1938, Indian government has brought a new act called Agricultural Produce Market Regulation Act. The name itself tells regulations are made regarding the sale of agricultural produce in the market. As per this act, some markets are to be established in state. These are called as Agricultural Produce Market Committee yards. These are also called as mandis in some states. Conditions existed in this act are farmer has to sell his produce only to that person in the market. He is called as middleman, and that middleman has to be registered with state government and pay cess to state government. Advantages in this act are: number 1, as there exists a competition between the middlemen, farmer could get a great price, that is, he could get a best price and best income. Number 2, farmer is not required to look after the yield after he hands over to the middleman. Disadvantages are: if the market becomes a perfect competition, that is, if the middlemen gets collaborate each other, they would offer a lower prices to the farmer and farmer could suffer a lot. Number 2, only the farmer has to bear the transportation charges from field to the APMC ad. To overcome these disadvantages, in India, again Indian government has brought new act called Agricultural Produce Market Regulation Model Act. But there is no use of this act. The same disadvantages has existed in this act. So again in 2020, Indian government has brought three new acts. Number 1, Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act. As per this act, farmer is not required to sell only in APMC yard, but he can sell anywhere in the country. Number 2, as per previous act, middleman is required to be registered with state government and pay cess to state government. But as per new act, he is not at all required to be registered with state government and pay cess to state government. Number 3, many corporate companies will approach farmers and farmers can directly sell to them or APMC ad, whoever provides a best prices to the farmers. Second act brought by the Indian government is Farmers Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act. As per this act, buyer can directly approach a farmer and tell his requirements such as quality, quantity, price, etc. If the farmer is so satisfied with the buyer condition, they would enter into an agreement by mentioning those conditions. If either of those invalidates those conditions mentioned in agreement, then the other could go to the court and solve the issue in a legal manner. Third act brought by the Indian government is Essential Commodity Amendment Act. Act itself tells us it is an amendment brought to the existing act. As per this act, Indian government can regulate the prices of certain goods in case of war, famine or any sudden price rise of a commodity. You may get doubt that all these acts are beneficial to the farmers, but let us look at the problems that would be faced by the farmers. Number 1, as per the first act brought by the Indian government is Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act. Farmer could sell their produce to anyone, right? Initially, these corporate companies will provide a higher prices, leading APMC market ads to be closed, and thereon corporates will collaborate each other and becomes monopoly and provide a lower prices to the farmer, and farmers could suffer a lot. Number 2, as the middleman has to pay cess to state government is going to lose certain portion of income. Number 3, and even though farmer and corporate company enter into an agreement, farmer can never win a suit against a company. These are all the problems that would be faced by the farmers. Let us look at the demands of farmers. Number 1, to constitute a special parliament and repeal these all acts as the farmers are demanded. Number 2, to provide minimum support price as an act. Number 3. Cut diesel prices for agricultural uses by 50%. If my explanation is good, like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. See you in my next video.